Hey guys, Caitlin here. So I'm gonna try to keep this short and you're gonna sit on the screen for a minute while I talk. So my 4-year-old has pretty severe issues with gluten and soy and dairy. So I decided his school is forcing me to do a testing within 90 days or he will be unenrolled from school. This is a preschool here in my local town. And so they are requiring it within 90 days. Well, I could not get into any doctor anywhere to get him tested within 90 days. So I decided to try this just as a last ditch effort to see if the school will take it. Okay, so basically anytime he has gluten, his belly swells up, his eyes sink in, he burps like crazy, he will throw up, it'll also come out the other end. He gets really, really hot and sweaty, but yet wants to cover up and gets chills. He cannot stay awake. And I'm talking this happens within 5 to 15 minutes of him eating gluten. Now, if he only takes a bite of gluten, he'll just be burping and feel kind of gross. But if he eats like a piece of toast, that's when it gets really severe. So we switched him over. This is the weird part though. He can have Dave's Killer Bread. The green label, he can eat that all day and be totally fine, which does say it has wheat in it. But any sourdough bread or whole wheat bread, white bread, Ezekiel bread. Oh, I don't think I've tried Ezekiel bread. But all the other brands of bread, any that are not labeled gluten-free, he cannot have them. No tortillas, no pastas, none of that even. So that being said, I decided to do this test. Now, I am a vegetarian and I do eat a lot of tofu. And if he eats like a piece of tofu, he'll be fine. But if he eats more than that, he starts to burp and have the pains and everything. So he does eat a little bit of that. But anyways, we're going to go over the results. I just wanted to give a little bit of backstory. So as you can see here, red is highly reactive, orange is moderate, and blue is no reaction. Okay, so now, I have not had him tested by a doctor. Like I said, this is a hair sample that was sent off. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you why I do not recommend this company. But you'll find out yourself here in a minute too. But stick around till the end. Okay, first, right off the bat, you're going to see that it's saying he is not gluten-free. Now, I will say Dave's Killer Bread does say it has wheat in it. But he has reactions to every label of Dave's Killer Bread except the green one. I have not looked into what is different between the green label and the red or the orange or the purple. They have a bunch of different ones, but he can eat the green label. So as you can see here, he should not be having any of those crazy symptoms that he has, according to this. Now, he loves garbanzo beans, which are chickpeas. So I don't know if the flour is different or if it's just the garbanzo beans themselves, but it's saying that he has a severe reactivity to it, but he eats them all the time. We do avoid soy because I know he is reactive. So, and then as you can see, all the dairy except for eggs, which are eggs really dairy? That's why it says dairy and eggs. My bad. We don't do cheeses because I know that he has issues. His school requires him to be on real milk, which is bull, but that's a different story. So he does do lactate milk. He comes home every day burping, but he does tolerate it decently well. He doesn't like it. He chooses not to drink it most of the time because he reacts to it. But yeah, they don't force him to drink it, but they have it as an option for him. Apple juice, we don't do juices and ciders, so he does get hot chocolate on occasion, but the issue with the hot chocolate is, where is it? Oh, it's on the next page. Is it's saying it's the chocolate that he has issues with, not like the milk or anything. Soya milk, we don't do soy. Apples, he eats apples every day. Manzanas, he loves apples. So I've never seen a reaction from him for that, and he does not like tomatoes unless it's ketchup. So there's that. So the biggest thing is the dairy, I would agree with, but the gluten is clearly wrong. Veal, like I said, I'm a vegetarian. I don't buy a lot of meats. We do chicken and beef for the kids, but he's never had an issue with chicken or beef. Milk chocolate is what it was. He loves milk chocolate. He prefers dark chocolate, but he'll eat milk chocolate all the time and has no issues. Soybeans, tofu, like I said, he gets tofu like maybe a piece of tofu every 2 to 3 weeks. So he doesn't have a reaction unless he eats a lot. Never given those. Chickpeas, here we go. Chickpeas and hummus. He eats hummus all the time. And I'm talking, he will eat spoonfuls of hummus just for the fun of it. So that would be false there. Strawberries, he loves strawberries. He loves lemon. We do a lot of juices in our house. Pretty much every day I'm juicing. So, and also his father is from Mexico, so they do a lot of limes and lemons. So he's never had reactions to lime and lemons. So I don't know on that one. And then I think this was the last page. So we got vegan cheese. Now, when I went dairy-free for him, I did give him some vegan cheese, but because it has soy in it, he doesn't get a lot, but he does tolerate it in small doses. So that would be wrong as well there. Tomato ketchup, he eats daily. Absolutely every freaking day he's eating tomato ketchup and no issues with it. I do make a lot of Korean food, which uses sesame oil, soy sauce, and sesame seeds. He has no reactions to those either. He's never had lobster, never had falafel. I don't know what natto is. Tempeh, I don't like tempeh, so I don't buy that. And then tomatoes, and he eats tomatoes out of our garden all the time. He doesn't totally love tomatoes, but he does like the little tiny cherry tomatoes from my garden. And yeah, and then I'm not going to show you all of this down here, but basically it was just saying foxtail, which we go out foraging. I live in Washington State, and we do have foxtail. I don't know if it's the same. He's come in contact with it. He's never eaten it, obviously. I'm pretty sure it's toxic, but he has come in contact with it on his hands. Now, this doesn't do allergies for cats and dogs. Now, I do know that intact male cats, he seems to be allergic to, but it doesn't do animals on here. So anyways, there's that. Now, as far as why I do not recommend this company, and this is take it as you will, again, he is 4 years old. On their website, it says you will get results within 5 to 7 business days, I believe, of them receiving your sample. So I sent them in the sample. They got it on October 1st, 2024. On October 10th, 9th or 10th, I got onto their live chat and I said, hey, where's the results? Because it's been more than 5 to 7 business days. To which they took 7 minutes to respond. And they said it takes up to 3 weeks to receive your sample. And I said, okay, but you received it on the 1st of the month. It's the 9th or 10th, so how long should I expect to wait? Because I needed these results just for the school. And after 2 hours of waiting for them to respond, I saw dots, they went away. It said that they were still online, but after 2 hours, I finally got off of the page and I left it. I emailed them, and it turns out that Texas is their hub. Their words. It says that it arrived at their hub. And then that hub will then ship it to them. So it is the 18th. Yes, it's the 18th now. So I just got results today. So it took 18 days from the time they received it at the Texas hub to when I got results. And with them saying that it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get to them, that tells me that they are probably not in the US. Which, if you have a problem with that, with your DNA leaving the country, probably best to avoid this company. Now, I can't confirm or deny it because they won't answer me in the email that I asked where it goes. But I did not wish to have my 4-year-old's DNA sent outside the country. If it was me, I would have been fine with it. But I figured since they said 2 to 5 business days, I was expecting them to be in the US. So if you're doing this for minors, I definitely wouldn't send it to them and have it go outside the country. But anyways, so there you go. I don't recommend this company because it's clearly false as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but as far as the symptoms that I see him having, that tells me he has a reaction to gluten. So for it to say that he has no reactions to gluten, but that he's going to have reactions to hummus and garbanzos, that's bonkers to me because, again, he eats them all the time and he loves them. So, I guess it was on sale for 38 bucks, so I guess it was all fun and games. But the whole test, in my opinion, cannot be trusted once I saw the gluten and the garbanzos. So, yeah, there's that. And let me know what you guys think if you've done this. And yes, after I bought this, I realized I Googled and it says that you cannot actually test for allergies and resistance. Is that the right word? Trying to think. Intolerances via hair samples. So I know that now. I didn't realize that before. I did send them in roots and cuttings because it says to cut as close to the roots, but I did pull out some roots. He was very happy to do so. And yeah, so I did send them both. I'm just not understanding why the results are so different. And it makes me wonder, are the results different because he hasn't had gluten in his system for a while? Now, his hair was just recently cut for the first time ever. It was down past his butt, and we cut it in August. No, it would have been September. We cut it around September 14th, 15th, right in there. And then I did not send them in that sample. So then I went and cut pieces off at the end of September. So the cuttings were still his hair from when he was a baby. It was just, you know, obviously it was a lot shorter. But I wonder if it would make a difference if I had sent in his long hair from birth, because that's all of his hair. I don't know how it goes, you know, I don't know what they go off of. Proteins that might be in the hair, because he had gluten when he was younger, but he has not had gluten in a long time. So it makes me wonder if the item, if that makes sense, if the gluten had to be in his hair in order for it to produce a result, if that makes sense. But he has, I don't know what, like the plants down here, I don't know what of these he comes in contact with that could have been on his hair, in his hair from the air, you know? So this is just me thinking out loud. I really don't know. But anyways, if you guys have checked out this specific company, let me know what your results were and if they were accurate for you or not. I'd love to get thoughts and opinions. And yes, he will be getting tested by an actual doctor. Probably the blood test or whatever they do, the cheek swab, I don't know. This was just as a last-ditch effort because his school gave me 90 days to get him tested or they will remove him from school. Because it's preschool, he doesn't have to go, but something about the government doesn't give funding for all these allergies, and they don't want him there, I guess, if they're not getting funded. So, yeah, I couldn't get in to see an allergist before the 90 days is up in December. They couldn't see me until the middle of February or January, and with Washington weather, we could get snowed in, so we may not even get in there until February. I was doing this as a last-ditch effort to try to keep him in school, and it did not work. So that's a bummer because he loves school. But anyways, there you go, guys. And yeah, let me know what you think.